Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning into another episode of the Dumpster Diaries Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Justin Allen, and we got something in store for you today. I'm actually doing my first ever solo episode with you guys. It's something Moses and I have talked about for a while. We've seen the comments, we've gotten feedback, and apparently it's something you guys want to see. So here it is in all its glory. Just me going around talking to myself in a room. If there wasn't a camera here, it would actually be alarming. Some would call it psychosis, but hey, whatever. I'm filming it, so that makes it okay, right? But no, yeah, Moses Wartooth is MIA right now. Kind of fell off the grid. I think he got wrapped up in some stuff. I don't know if he's coming back. Hearts and prayers go out to him wherever he may be. There were some allegations about a human trafficking ring in Southeast Asia. God bless and Godspeed is all I got to say. So we'll see if he pops up anytime soon. I mean, he might be in a Vietnamese prison. I don't know. We'll see. But man, I've been paying attention to the news and there's some wild shit happening. And I really wanted to talk about the wildfires happening in California, specifically Los Angeles. And, if you haven't been paying attention, that place is on fire. And if you watch this show, you know that Moses and I are both not fans of California. Now, this is mostly their politics and stuff like that. The people, hearts and prayers, legitimately, all jokes aside, go out to them. And it's unfortunate what happened. But, how much more proof of a God do you need? He's literally got that place on fire. The land of fruits and nuts is ablaze. If you took a look at that fucking Hollywood sign, that shit was up in flames like some shit out of a fucking Constantine movie, that one with Keanu Reeves where he goes to hell, but it's basically Los Angeles and everything's on fire. Yeah, that's pretty much what was happening there. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one to deal with, and obviously their government could have done better. There could have been more preparations in place, faster response and all of that stuff. And they're trying to raise money, but this seems to be something that just keeps happening, like the big GOD is just trying to send a message, knock it off, get out of there. We're tired of the bullshit. So I think Gavin Newsom's a little MIA, nowhere to be found. I don't know. He's probably giving a fucking speech or writing some hack book or whatever somewhere, but we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, man, hearts and prayers go out to those guys. That's not an easy thing to deal with. Now I'm talking about the regular families and stuff. Now the Hollywood elitists, that probably drink children's blood or whatever the fuck they do in their free time. Man, who gives a shit about those guys? They fucking $20 million mansion burns to the ground. I gotta fucking feel bad because State Farm fucking knew the gig was up years ago, but your ass couldn't take a hint. Yeah, that's not really my fucking problem, But what does have me worried personally, and what I see coming, is Austin, Texas. Where the fuck do you think all those people are gonna flock to, man? For those of you who don't know, Austin's been blowing up for years. It is insanely grown. Housing prices just in the last decade in some areas have tripled. And this is only going to get worse, And then the problem is they're going to be bringing in that liberal bullshit, man. And ain't nobody got time for that shit. Nobody wants to deal with it, man. Look what happened to your shit fuck state. And now you want to come down to the greatest country in the world, AKA Texas, and fuck that up too? Get fucked. That ain't happening on my watch. I don't want to fucking deal with it. So those people, while my hearts and prayers go out to the regular people, if you're moving to Texas, be prepared, because this ain't fucking Hollywood, man. People don't tolerate that shit here, So men are men, women are women. I'll say it like it is, dog. And, they don't take too kindly to that shit. So if you're coming down here, don't be bringing none of that fucking libtardine agenda bullshit and start trying to shove it down our throats, because that shit ain't going to fucking fly. I'm going to tell you that right now, It might have happened in the land of fruits and nuts, but that shit ain't fucking happening here, dude. But that's also why, Austin, Texas is the comedy capital of the world right now. Because you got this unique blend of, the right kind of liberalism, where it is speak your mind, do whatever you want to say, but then it also has, the conservative aspect sprinkled into it, where it's just the fuck off mentality. Leave me the fuck alone. If you don't like what I'm doing, then fuck right off, And a lot of these edgy comedians have found that out about Texas. It's the best kept secret in the world. It really is one of the greatest places to live. Low taxes. you live in Austin, it's going to be expensive. It's a large city. I mean, I can't deny that. But if you get on the outskirts, it's a very reasonable place to live, you know? And I mean, it's the kind of place where people wave at you, say hi, shit like that, you know? None of your neighbors are strangers, you know? I mean, I've lived in small towns and rural communities, and I've lived in major cities in the world. Now, I'm telling you right now, like out there in the sticks in Texas, man, I never met a stranger. You know, it really is the greatest country in the world, you know? But you know, all these people, man, they're going to be flocking from California to Austin. You know, Austin's changed a lot in just the last 5 years since COVID. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be for the better or for the worse. I think it's going to be for the worse, man. I mean, if I remember right, I mean, they don't even have a fucking police department in that city right now because the shit's been disbanded. I mean, they got state police handling shit, but I don't think there's an Austin PD anymore, if you catch my drift. But it's also kind of become a dangerous place from when I was a kid. You know, I remember being a kid, you know, seeing the Capitol, stuff like that. And it wasn't a sketchy ass neighborhood. And then just, you know, a few months ago, I had a friend of mine doing a comedy show, got fucking robbed at goddamn gunpoint right there off of 6th Street. Right there. Like, I was like, what the fuck is happening, you know? So it's all that fucking wild, crazy shit from California. A vanguard of homeless people coming in. And I just, you know, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus, but I'm getting pretty good at predicting shit on this show. And I'm telling you right now, Austin looks like it's going to be in for a rough ride in the near future. But I don't know, you know, like, and, you know, you think about like these wildfires in California, what could their government have done? You know, I mean, it's like fires aren't a fucking secret in California. They happen all the time, all the fucking time. I mean, especially in like LA. I mean, what does it rain? Like 8 days, like 8 days out of a year? Like, come on. So why are you designing communities to have all this vegetation and shit that literally is just a tinderbox waiting to go up? I mean, fuck, how much does some concrete and rocks cost? You know, we could have went with that route, you know? And so I think they're talking about doing that shit. But man, what had me alarmed about that shit was all these insurance companies sitting here canceling the homeowners insurance policies because of the increased risk of fires. Dog, how much more obvious does a trap have to be before you go, what the fuck am I doing right now? You know? I mean, I've been to California. I've seen it. It's a place I don't have any intention of ever going back because the people are fucking soulless, godless succubuses. You know, like it's just like, what the fuck? There ain't nothing good that comes out of that goddamn state. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's about 50 million Republicans, and those guys seem pretty cool. But, you know, anything else is just like, what the fuck? I do like Northern California, I'll tell you that. Anything north of Sacramento seems to be pretty fucking cool in my book. But you start going to South, hell to the motherfucking no. I got no interest in doing that shit. I've even seen, you know, if you watch the show and stuff, you know about me doing it stand-up, and you know about some acting gigs and stuff like that. I've seen opportunities or had opportunities for me to go and do stuff in LA, and I passed on it every fucking time. I ain't dealing with that shit, man. You know, especially someone like me, like what you see on the show, that's what I'm like walking around. You know, like I'm not... Hell no. That is oil and water. That shit ain't gonna fly, you know? I'm just fortunate that, you know, we got into this show, started doing all this stuff in an age where it seems to be acceptable to start saying what you think. You know, it's coming full circle. You know, a lot of the liberals don't like to admit it, but it really is, you know? And the people like Moses and I that stuck it out through all that bullshit are gonna be the ones that persevere in the end. But I don't know. This stuff with California, these fires... Is there a conspiracy? Sure, probably. I mean, when the fuck isn't there a conspiracy in America these days? You can't believe half the shit you're told anyway. You know, I haven't dug enough into it. It just seems unfortunate. Now, there is speculations that the shit was actually man-made, and some people are thinking it might have been some teenagers in a park fucking around with cigarettes or whatever the hell it may be. Who fucking knows? Now, how you get to the bottom of that is beyond me, but yeah, I guess we're just going to have to wait and, you know, find out, man, on that. But imagine fucking being the dude who set that shit off and then sitting at home watching this unfold on the news like, God damn, brother. Like, you know, you wiped out a whole goddamn city in America when it was all said and done. So, but one thing that was interesting is, as fans of the show, it's no secret what my opinion is of the comedian Bert Kreischer. I do not like the guy. I think he's completely fake. I don't think he writes a lot of his own stuff. I think a lot of even his online presence is very fabricated. A lot of just an all-around sellout. I don't like the image that he represents. I think he's a very fake person. I got some information from some people I know that actually know him. Not somebody I want to do business with is all I'm saying, And if you look at his most recent episode of Two Bears, One Cave, where it's just him and Tom Segura talking, this is how out of touch Bert Kreischer is. He talked about essentially the goal in America is to live the American dream, to build wealth, build security, all that other stuff. And in his exact words, he said, that's what we want. That's the American dream. And then when someone achieves it, essentially you get pissed off and then you celebrate when their house burns down. Like, good, fuck that rich asshole. That's what they get. And his exact words, he said, that's disgusting to me. Like, you fucking read the news, Bert? Read the room, brother. Home interest rates right now are sitting around 7%. Wages aren't increasing. Groceries are more expensive than they've ever been. There's wars breaking out on all front. Inflation's literally eating our asses. It's just, how out of touch do you got to be? And then you're going to be surprised when the plebs like me and everyone I know are like, fuck the rich, eat the rich. Yeah, dude. Those in glass castles shouldn't play with stones, Bert. Turn your fucking brain on. Read the fucking news. Read the room. Know what the fuck is going on. Know your goddamn audience. It's no goddamn secret. This has been throughout the dawn of civilization. This has been repeated over and over in Western civilization. Okay? The rich get rich, the poor get poor, and eventually the poor fuck the rich. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's why you don't see a lot of sympathy. It's just like with that United Healthcare CEO. He got capped, right? No one gave a fuck. If anything, people were happy. That's not a good sign, man. If I lived in a glass castle, I'd be real fucking careful what I said right now. Because that shit ain't no joke. People getting tired of it, man. Taking matters into their own hands. And then everybody acts all surprised when it happens. How did this crazy person do this? I don't know. Maybe they're subjected to a system long enough that just fucks them over nonstop. Everything's rigged against them to some degree or another. And the whole time they're fed this one pony show bullshit of if they try, if they go and do the right thing, they pay their taxes, they abide by the law, they do what is right, and they work and they strive, they too can achieve it. And the older I get and the more I see it, the more I realize that's more than likely just a lie. And it's fucking sad. I mean, it's a sad, harsh reality. There is wealth inequality in this fucking country. There are opportunity inequalities that occur as well. They say, all men are created equal. And the older I get, the more I realize that might not actually be true. It's very hard to move out of your class and what you're doing. It really is. So for someone like Bert Kreischer, who has this whole bullshit persona of playing a raging alcoholic, making it cool and edgy and all this other shit, feeding that shit to fucking kids, basically, to sit there and have the balls to act surprised. You're out of touch, man. It's time to realize this shit might be over for you, man. If you can't realize that is what people are feeling out there, then you might not have any business being in that spotlight. But the regular people of California, hearts and prayers, man. It's not an easy thing to lose your home under any circumstances, but especially a fire, because all the stuff in the home goes as well. So I know we got, you name it, all kinds of nonprofits raising money and their advertisements out there. If you can do something, if, whatever it may be. But Because at the end of the day, it's still American citizens who are hurting. And that's really all I give a fuck about, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. See how long it takes. I mean, fuck, from my understanding, half them people didn't fucking have insurance. That's another thing I've realized the older I get. The more older I get, the more I start to realize insurance might just be a fucking scam. Like, you spend all this time paying these cocksuckers all this money, right? In some cases, you're legally obligated to do so. Auto insurance, for example. Homeowner's insurance if you have a mortgage. And then when something happens, God forbid something happens, you're put through you're put through the ringer and scrutinized like you fucking did something wrong. Like, they're trying to disprove your ass. And it's like, what do you pay them to try to get out of fucking paying on a bullshit technicality? How many times have you fucking seen that? Don't get me started on health insurance. You know? That's fucking insane. That's bonkers. No one knows how the fuck that works. It's like a goddamn game of chicken bingo, you know? Fucking feel like playing roulette with your goddamn life. Get fucking healthcare in America. Figure that one out. You know? And I've yet to this day actually had someone sit down and a logical, intangible form explain to me how healthcare actually works in America. Because as far as I can tell, people don't even fucking know. People even working at insurance companies don't really fucking know how this shit works, you know? But I digress. It's not an easy thing, you know, living in this country. It really isn't. It's getting harder and harder by the day. But shit's happening, man. You know, I got my beliefs. I think the big man upstairs might be calling out saying, hey, get your shit together. Quit fucking around. Fucking around in the land of fruits and nuts. Letting that shit burn. That's some real Old Testament shit, dog. Like that don't just fucking happen, you know? I get a one-off natural disaster, but fuck me running, brother, you know? But, once again, hearts and prayers go out to the families involved. It's never an easy thing. I've known people who have lost their homes in fires, and it just crushes you, man. And then the last thing you want is an insurance company digging up your ass over that, like you did something wrong. Fuck that. You know? It's getting real dangerous for CEOs to be walking around is all I'm fucking saying, man. Now, I don't condone violence, or I don't even condone hate speech or any shit like that. I consider myself to be a fucking realistic and very logical person. So look around. It's no fucking surprise. You can only push somebody so far before shit starts to go sideways. And then they got the balls to sit there and play the victim. But I don't know. How could this happen? It's illegal. Oh, he was a good guy. Fuck that. They know what the fuck they were doing. They fucked over people, and they fucked with their lives, and they screwed them around, and they dicked them around, and they shoved up their ass nonstop. And then the minute one person fucking bucks, the whole system wants to pump the brakes and be like, what the fuck is this all about? How about just do the right thing? Try that. That might get you a lot further and make things a lot easier. This brings me back to my new saying that I've been using. As fans of the show, you probably know that I'm a big fan of the cartoon Frog and Toad. They're good children's stories, make me feel good, enjoy them. What I like to say is, if more people were like Frog and Toad, the world would be a far simpler place. Stop trying to fuck your neighbor over, man. Do what's right. You provide a service, you provide a product, stick by that. Stand behind that. Don't look for fucking technicalities to get out of fucking paying when people give you good money they work their ass off to get. You know? If you actually give a shit about this country, give a fucking shit about the people in it, is what I'm saying. You don't fuck them every chance you get. But hey, fuck it. I'm the bad guy. Right? Right-wing nut, some people want to say. I think I'm just a fucking realist. And I opened up a long time ago and realized the fucking world I'm living in. I've traveled around the world a few times. I've seen a lot of different societies, man. And I'm telling you, in America, in 2025, something's wrong. If it don't feel right, it's probably not right. Now, I don't think it's some Illuminati shit. I don't think it's anything like, a small room of people pulling all the strings like fucking puppet masters. I don't think that's happening. Because people at the end of the day are pretty incompetent. And I sure as fuck don't think the government has it in its capability to exercise that much fucking of a control to execute such an elaborate scheme as rigging everything against you. I don't think so. Is it capitalism? I don't know. I like capitalism. I like nice things. I like competition. When it's done right, done appropriately, sure. A lot of great things have come out of it. It's built one of the most powerful nations the world has ever seen. Sure as fuck the strongest military the world's ever seen. But I don't know. Somewhere along the way, it feels like we lost our way, man. We stopped caring about ourselves, what was actually important. Starting to feel more like 10 pounds of shit shoved in a 5-pound bag around here, and it's really got me worried. I'll be honest with you. For years I was into conspiracy theories, and I took it with a grain of salt. I'm like, oh, this is conspiracy theory. This would be fun. This is cool. This is a novelty kind of thing. Well, fuck me running. They're starting to seem like goddamn reality as more shit starts coming out. But who knows? When the system is so fucked, normal, sane people will begin to think they are crazy. I got news for you, folks. You're not. You're not fucking crazy. You just know something's wrong. And the fucked up part is you don't know how to fix it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Me, I got a lot of libertarian views. Do I think government regulation is the answer? No. No, I don't. But I am starting to wonder why the fuck we pay taxes. I can tell you that. I'm sure those people in California are really starting to wonder that right about now. Pay all this fucking insurance. The insurance companies just fuck you right up the ass. You pay your taxes and shit. Fire department can't even fucking do their job. Fucking emergency response is fucking never available. What the fuck? True story. I had to call the cops about a year ago and I was put on fucking hold. Yeah. And then when they answered that, I was asked to call back later. I get it. They got crazy shit to deal with. The world's a crazy place, but fuck. Go back to the true story. I pay taxes. I live an honest life. I don't do anything illegal. I don't fuck people over. None of that shit. I'm a pretty straight guy, man. And I've been thinking about quitting paying taxes, to be quite honest with you, because of the fucking fire hydrants. The fire hydrants in my neighborhood don't even work. But I'm the criminal if I don't fucking cough up. Fuck you. But, hey, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just need to write a manifesto and move to a fucking dry cabin in Montana. Maybe that's the next step. Come reporting live from there. It's a joke. But seriously, at the end of the day, I don't condone violence or even hate speech or anything like that. I'm just merely ranting and raving and talking about some shit we all feel in our fucking bones, man. And then all these social issues that we see, like fucking with genders and pronouns and yada, 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 all these made up social conflicts. It almost seems like it's all manufactured to keep us distracted from the shit that really matters. The real criminals. The ones that sit in Congress. Those are the gatekeepers. Those are the people that hold the keys to the kingdom. Next under that, I would say judges. How many federal judges can you name? Not talking Supreme Court. How many? These are the people that set the precedent that governs cases in our country. The people in Congress write these laws. We don't even know who half these people are. How the fuck they got there. I sure as fuck don't know how the fuck they keep staying there. That's for fucking sure. Like, why the fuck is Chuck Schumer still there? How the fuck does that happen? Marjorie Taylor Greene believes in goddamn Bigfoot, is all I'm saying. You know? And if you see what I did there, I fucking attacked people on different sides of the spectrum because they're all pieces of shit in my eye. You got to be a real special piece of shit to want to take that job up, is all I'm fucking saying. Mark my words. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you ever see Justin Allen from Dumpster Diaries Podcast running for office, something is really wrong. Now we're heading on that path. I don't fucking know. You know? But I encourage the people, man, as long as you can play ball, the people of California, as long as you can play ball and do what's right, come on to Texas, man. It's the greatest fucking place, dude. You won't meet a stranger. Yeah, we got our issues like anywhere else. Big cities got their own fucking unique problems anyway. But especially you get out in the countryside, it's a pretty good fucking place to be, man. There's a reason why I call it the greatest country in the world. Because it is. It's true. So, but I gotta tell you, man, any day now, I'm expecting to see California just fall off into the Pacific Ocean. Because that shit. I mean, how much more fucking proof do you need of a higher power than that shit? I mean, that is Old Testament hellfire and brimstone. It's fucking hell. You know, I would tell Gavin Newsom to go to hell, but it looks like he's already fucking living in it, man. You know? Godless fucking hellhole. That's what that place is. No fucking way. No chance in hell I'd ever raise a family in that shithole, you know? But it sucks, you know? There's a lot of great people there. A lot of innocent people just trying to live their normal lives, man. American citizens. So, I don't know. They need help. We got to help them out. We got to do what's right. But one thing I'm starting to realize, man, especially here lately, is a lot of blue states, the blues, their governments are very, very inefficient at handling matters that actually fucking matter. But they'll freak the fuck out. They'll make up some fucking bullshit. Some verbiage, some pronouns. Orange man bad, keep him out. Let's impeach him. Yeah, investigation, weaponize the DOJ. If anybody questions us, then they're a fucking alt-right fucking nutcase. I don't know. You know? God forbid you have a logical opinion. You know? And it's just the truth. It's just shit people don't want to fucking hear half the time. It's hard to admit when you're wrong. You picked the wrong fucking team, man. You know, we got January 20th coming up soon, and Trump's talking about signing 100 executive orders day one. No president has ever done that in history. Ever. Not that amount. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve. Because, man, there is a train a-coming, dude. And if you were on the wrong side of that fence and you got some fuckery and skeletons in your closet, then god damn, brother, fucking God help your soul, man. Because they're coming for fucking blood. You got Kash Patel that's going to be fucking running up the FBI? Oh, hell no. Any skeletons? He knows that. That motherfucker knows where the bodies are buried, is all I'm saying. Any skeletons. That shit's coming out. He's going to fucking give that goddamn agency a good enema. Like it's fucking needed for a long time now. Because it's no goddamn secret what they've been doing. You know? Secretary of Defense coming in seems like a good guy. Get behind that. You know? He's got some smart people around him. He's got Elon Musk, got RFK Jr. So things are going to be changing. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Maybe it's for the better. Sure as fuck is better than the alternative that we had. Imagine a round two. That shit? Fuck no. But we'll see what the future holds. I'm optimistic as always. It may not sound like it in the moment, but I always hope for the best, man, because at the end of the day, we're all fucking Americans. And if you just look at history, we have a pretty good track record of persevering over evil and all the bullshit. No matter what, at all cost, we win. And I think this is just the dawn of a new era. Take care, and God bless.